Hey guys, welcome back to another Ewoks Evals. Today we are going over the first round draft pick, Nate Wiggins out of Clemson. We're going to be going through all of the Ravens draft picks on these Ewoks Evals. So we're going to start off first with Nate Wiggins and then get our second and third rounders, our fourth rounders, and then our late rounders from 5 to 7. But for now, we're just going to go with Nate Wiggins. Let's check him out. Yeah, so Nate Wiggins is a corner out of Clemson. We took him with a 30 overall pick. He is a tall, lanky corner at 6'1", 170, which is kind of small for a corner, but the Ravens said they had a plan to build him back up to around like 190, which is playing rate. Let's look at his relative athletic score. All right, so here you can see he had a 4.28 40-yard dash, which is in the 99th percentile, the highest 40-yard dash of the combine this year for a cornerback. And then if you go over to the weight, he's in the 7th percentile for weight, which is not very good. But like I said, we have a plan to bulk him up. Overall, he's in the 94th percentile of all prospects this year. So that's not great. Or that is great. Like I said, that's very great. He's really physical. He's not afraid of going up and hitting someone. Although he does struggle with tackling, we can't. It's nothing that we can't coach. And he also does get washed away in the run game, but we don't really need a good run defending corner when we have Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey, who are both very good at defending the run. Eric DeCosta called him the best cover corner of the draft, and that's very high praise that this Nate Wiggins fell all the way to 30. I am very happy. He is great at flipping his hips. He has great recovery speed, almost the best thing about him, actually. He makes up for the ground that he needs to cover with that 4.2 speed. He has sticky coverage, especially against the new speedy receivers that we have in the AFC, like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and then new Chief Xavier Worthy. And then apparently last year at the Miami-Clemson game, Ed Reed said that Nate Wiggins was one of the best college defensive backs that he has ever watched. So that is part of the reason why he's here today as a Raven. If we look at his NFL.com profile here, you can see he has a prospect grade of 6.4. Which will become a starter within 2 years. Here are his production score at 77, athleticism at 82, and then he's the 4th best combine corner of the draft. And then Lance Erline says his NFL comp is Tyson Campbell, which isn't very bad. I'm kind of a Tyson Campbell fan myself. So in the introductory press conference, Chris Hewitt said that his favorite plays that made him want to draft a guy like Nate Wiggins were the 2 plays against Miami and UNC. So this is the first play from against Miami where he goes and never gives up. He is on the other side, I believe. You can see him come in the frame. There he is. He never gives up, and he makes the fumble of the football, which is very good. You can see, he never gives up, and you can see his speed on full display there. Here's the second play against UNC. You can see him there. He's kind of out of the play, but then he turns on the burners, and he eventually strips the football out for a touchback, and they end up getting the ball. So you can see that he is very fast and he never gives up. High motor. That's what the Ravens want. So the first piece of tape that we're going to watch is Zay Flowers versus Nate Wiggins. We all know who Zay Flowers is. He just stops and starts and puts people in a blender. So you kind of know what kind of player Zay Flowers is. And by watching the tape of Nate Wiggins against him, you can see how good of a corner Nate Wiggins is actually. So this first rep here, you're going to see Zay Flowers. I'm going to play it once and then go back and talk about it. So here's the first clip. So he starts off. He does a little stutter, which is like his signature move. Which is, Zay Flowers, but does not phase Nate Wiggins at all. He sticks with him, and is just on his hip at all times. Like, he tries the out route, and Nate Wiggins is an arm's length away, and he's just with him. For the second one, here we go. Here's the second one. He's right here. Okay, so I have heard from sources that he could have, like, look how much cushion he gives Zay Flowers, which is a lot, and you need to give Zay Flowers cushion, but if you're a 4-2 corner, maybe not that much cushion. But what I do like is that he keeps the outside leverage, doesn't allow him to get the outside leverage on him, and then as soon as he realizes he's going inside, he's at his hip almost the entire time. And if the ball is thrown, he uses his recovery speed to definitely close on it. So this third clip here, I'll let it play, but you can see how smart he is. He's trailing this defender. This is him right here. He's trailing this defender, seeing Zay Flowers make that cut move. And again, the coverage could be a little tighter here. But I mean, look at that recovery speed. With a better throw, Zay Flowers would get cracked. All right, we're going to play the fourth clip here. This is a zone coverage look here. And you can just see he's just sitting down in zone. He's just waiting for his man to get open, and then he just drifts over that way. He doesn't over-engage. He just sits and stays in his zone. And then he kind of drifts over to his man when he knows that no one's getting behind him. So, again, could be used as a zone player. Not a bad position if we wanted to do that more with him. This next clip, you can just see how he flips his hips. He's running at like 80% there. He's not running at 100%, which is insane when you think about how fast Zay Flowers is. But, yeah. This next clip, he just sticks on his man, takes the out route away. Just, like, you can see how quickly he flips his hips. And to be able to... I'm assuming the ball's already out, or else he would keep going. But you can just see how fast he flips his hips and closes on the receiver. And then in these next two, again, his hips, his back pedal. I mean, he's just trailing his man. He's, like, the back pedal, the hips... Zay Flowers is running at like 100%. He's only running at 80, which is insane when you think about it. I keep bringing it up, but yeah. Okay, so the next couple reps are going to be Xavier Legette versus Nate Wiggins. Now, Xavier Legette went in the first round to the Panthers, so he's a pretty good receiver. He's very tall and has a big frame, so this is kind of a good idea to see how well he kind of like stacks up against these bigger receivers. Okay, so the first one here, we'll watch it. So he gets his hands on Xavier Legette pretty early, and then gets very physical very quickly. You can see he doesn't even move once Legette starts to move. He waits to see that he's just going straight, and then there go the hands, very physical. And while I think that there will be a couple flag issues with Nate Wiggins, I think we'll be all right. Okay, so here's the second rep here. Nate Wiggins is this guy right here. Xavier Legette, I believe, is this guy right here. You're going to see an out route here. He does get beat, but does stay a couple steps behind. And he cuts the throwing window down to where it has to be a perfect throw. Which, I mean, Legette does catch it, but we'll see. We'll watch it first. Okay, so you can see his backpedaling here. He sees the inside move there and makes him think, and then he has some wasted movement. Nate Wiggins does. But that goes to show you how good Xavier Legette is. That's why he was drafted in the first round, is because he can do stuff like that. Again, a perfect throw would only have to do that, but Nate Wiggins is right there, and we'll force them out of bounds after that. All right, so this is Nate Wiggins right here, Xavier Legette, I believe, right there. So you're going to see he's kind of controlling the outside. The first step was to the outside, which didn't fool Nate Wiggins at all. Like he kind of planted that back leg, getting ready to spring on it. But then just sticks with him the rest of the way. I mean, like, look at that coverage. It's amazing. All right, Nate Wiggins is down here. Xavier Legette is right there. Again, a lot of cushion, but I mean, he doesn't really give Xavier Legette anywhere to go. Like, I mean, there's nowhere to go. He kind of just stops, and then Xavier Legette's like, oh crap, I have to do a route or something. And then he's just on him the whole time. And then this last wrap is sticky physical coverage against him, and I mean that's what we hope for a big body receiver. All right, so this is Nate Wiggins right here against UNC in the championship. This is his 98-yard pick six. He kind of just, I'll play it. He kind of just sticks in zone. I mean, like, look how comfortable he looks back there. He knows there's a guy over here. Sees him scramble. He just protects the end zone, 3rd and goal, and then it's off to the races using his 4.2 speed to the physical advantage. I mean, look at the sidelines going crazy. All right, so this next rep, he's going to be in the slot. He's pushing the slot for big downs against 3rd and 2 against these speedy guys that can really get very good coverage. He's pressed up against them, and you can kind of see maybe pass interference, but we'll just watch it play through here. I mean, he sticks with them the entire time. He's like one step behind, but I mean, he doesn't make the catch. You might see like a little PI right here at the end of the route. Like, he's holding the shoulder pad. I mean, it's something we can coach, though. You can see Nate Wiggins right here in the slot. You'll see fluid hips with the back pedal. There you go. Then he realizes the route and just covers it entirely. All right, so this route, he tries to undercut the route, but the ball isn't thrown. So you can just see the speed and acceleration afterwards. So you can see it's a slant there. Nate Wiggins, like, he tries to undercut the route, and then he's like, oh crap, he's scrambling that way. He's definitely not throwing. So then he just like runs with him. So yep, just insane athleticism. All right, so here's Nate Wiggins again in the slot. This is probably one of my favorite clips here. He instantly gets the hands on the receiver. Stops him right in his tracks, stops him dead in his tracks. The receiver never gets to top speed. You'll see here, boom, there's the hands, just like instantly, and he's fired up. I like that. So I'm thinking comp-wise, I'm thinking a like souped up Marcus Peters without the ball hawking nonsense, which is a very good Marcus Peters without the ball hawking nonsense. So you really can't go wrong with that. All right, you'll see here, there he is in the slot. Gives a lot of cushion, but you really can't teach speed. Once he diagnoses it, he flips the hips and absolutely rushes right. I mean, you can't teach speed. This is one of my favorite plays because could you imagine sending Kyle Hamilton and Nate Wiggins off the edge? Like, one would get blocked, but the other one would just come screaming through. This is Nate Wiggins right here. He's going to be coming and getting the quarterback, like, right off the edge. Quarterback sees it, doesn't even see it. His helmet even comes off. Man, oof. This is pretty physical. You'll see here, very physical. And he has a little chirpiness in him too, which is great. This play might be PI, I think. I don't know what happened. Maybe he slipped and fell. He pushed him? I don't know. But, I mean, he's physical. I also think that this play might be illegal. That's like Xavier Legette, and that's Nate Wiggins. I'm pretty sure that's illegal now, but, I mean, that's pretty physical. Another physicality rep here. This is him down here on a block. And so this tells me that he has the tools to block shed some of these tight ends, some of these receivers in the run game. I think he can do it. He showed it there, but I think it's not always there. So that's something that coaching will have to bring out. All right, this is going to be on 3rd and 2. Nate Wiggins against Tez Walker, I think. He starts out physical. We'll watch that. We'll watch it full just to start off. You can see him put the hands on there, then the receiver try to get away and get even more, turns up the intensity. You can see him go stride for stride, take the outside leverage away, and then as soon as he cuts back, I mean, again, that might be a little bit PI or holding or whatever, but I mean, still. All right, so this is on a 4th and 6. Again, he's against Tez Walker. We'll watch it in full. Tez Walker is a beast, man. I'm so excited. The only 20-yard reception that Nate Wiggins allowed, maybe this year, I'm not sure, it was against Tez Walker. We'll watch it back here. You can see, where's the move? Okay, so yeah, this little stutter kind of got Nate Wiggins like thinking, and then he just takes the outside route, and just beats him there, trying not to get PI, and just a beautiful ball, a beautiful catch. Tez Walker, baby. Yeah, so this is Nate Wiggins and Tez Walker again. You can see him match the movements of Tez Walker. He does lose the leverage eventually, but I think the ball has already popped out at that point. You can see here. We'll watch it in full, then we'll go back. So he just mirrors it, flips his hips. He does. I mean, I think they come back to that play later in the game. So he matches it here. Matches, and then a little push off. And I mean, like that's not too much of separation. It's NFL Open. I'll just say that. He kind of just gives up here because he knows the ball's not going to him. But I mean, still, I think he would have made a play on the ball if it indeed went to Tez Walker. Yeah, okay, so for this play, he does lose leverage, but because he went to the outside, he wanted to keep the outside leverage. But he makes up for it by his insane 4.2 speed. I mean, look at this. I mean, again, that's NFL Open, but if you make a play on the ball, that makes sense. So here, he kind of loses leverage because he wants to cover the out route, but I mean, he makes up for it and drives on the ball. Like, I'll let you watch. That's Nate Wiggins down there. Like, he sees the out route, and then that's just great route running by Tez Walker, I think. I don't know. This is why the Ravens had him high. I mean, he has great instincts. He diagnosed this play. He went and tried to diagnose the route. He tried to break it up, but Drake May did a good job of not throwing the football when he sees it open. So he did slow down and wait, but this throw had to be in the right place. And his head is always on the line. So I'll let you guys watch it. That's Nate Wiggins up there. His man is that guy, and he sees it. Maybe a little PI at the end of the route. But he sees it. He does a little stutter there, I think, trying to undercut the route, knowing that it's going to be thrown. So he's trying to slow himself down because he's too fast. But the throw is just off. So here's another rep of Zay Flowers versus Nate Wiggins, and you can just see the sticky coverage between the two. I mean, a lot of cushion, but it's Zay Flowers, and just he sticks with him the entire time. All right, so here's Zay Flowers. Here's Nate Wiggins. He just sticks in zone here, reads the quarterback's eyes. He's on Flowers, and then he tries to get this pick, which is insane. I mean, he's all the way over here. He makes it towards this guy because he sees the play's happening. He has an insane motor. Like he never gives up. All right, so here's Nate Wiggins here against Zay Flowers. You're gonna see another great zone play. Like, he passes off Zay Flowers here. He makes sure that he covers them enough. He sees the underneath route. He makes sure that that's covered, and then he goes back. He flip. I mean, look how quick his hips flip in this rep. Okay, so I mean we'll count that as one. That's one. That's two, and that's. I mean, his hips is so fluid. I mean, and he's just in zone the entire time. He's the only one in this little zone here, and that's really good, especially if he tries to come down. There's a man there with great ball skills. All right, so this is the play that I wanted to end on. This is Nate Wiggins down here. He's on this guy. The whole time, he just watched the quarterback. I mean, he watches the receiver here first. But then when that route is done, his eyes go straight to the quarterback. He sees the ball's either being thrown to this guy or this guy. So he just watches him. He comes off and almost gets a pick because of it. And that's why I like him so much, is because he's anywhere on the field, like, he can make an impact. Remember that play where he was all the way over here, he ran to the middle, almost got a pick? I mean, that speed, you can't teach speed, and I keep bringing that up. If you think about EDC's draft, he got steals at almost every round. Nate Wiggins was not supposed to make it to 30. Roger Rosengarten, maybe the best tackle available at 62, probably was not going to get another tackle at that position. Adisa Isaac was second round potential. I mean, I had him on my late round board. I didn't think he was going to go round 3, maybe round 2. So the fact that he dropped to round 3, that potential is untapped. TJ Tampa was in the first round conversation, just the Senior Bowl and the Combine, just not athletic as a corner. Could see him as a safety. We'll get to TJ Tampa in a little bit. And then Tez Walker, he was in second round conversation. He's a great deep threat. Rasheen Ali has great third down abilities. I'll show you a clip at the Combine. He was putting linebackers on skates. Devin Leary, Nick Samak, I don't know if that's how you say his name, but he was not first. He was like second to third round potential if, like, he didn't injure himself. And so, I mean, that's another steal in the draft. Sanusi Kane, I'm pretty excited for. We have a good track record with drafting safeties in the late round picks. He's just a bruiser. He's a box safety if I have ever seen one. So the fact that Nate Wiggins dropped to 30, he could be the best corner in the class. I mean, Terrion Arnold, he's smart. He has athletic issues, though. Well, not issues, athletic concerns, limitations, which I would say. I mean, he's going to be good. And then Quinion Mitchell is the complete opposite. He's kind of all around good. He has insane athleticism. But I think Nate Wiggins is going into the best situation, if you think about it. I mean, he doesn't have to be the corner one of the team with Marlon Humphrey and even Brandon Stevens, Kyle Hamilton. He's going into a really good situation that the pressure's not put onto him the same way Terrion Arnold and Quinion Mitchell are going. So I think if he bulks up a little bit more, learns how to tackle, learns how to shed some blocks in the run game, and I think he's going to be a freak. 190 that runs a 4.28 and that never gives up. I think the Ravens really got a steal here at pick number 30. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. We're going to go to another episode in which we review Roger Rosengarten and Adisa Isaac.